Not every egg in the Aldi case deserves to go home with you. Most people think Aldi vetted everything on the shelf. They didn't. Some of these eggs come from hens that never saw daylight. Some labels are designed to mislead you. One product charges premium prices for a certification that means almost nothing. 8 to put back, 4 worth buying. Number 8 exposes a label trick that has fooled seniors for decades. Number 1 costs 30 cents more. And it's the only egg in the case actually worth cracking. Let's count them down from bad to absolute worst. 8. Conventional caged eggs with misleading color. Labeling brown eggs, white eggs. The color difference triggers something in the mind of the experienced grocery shopper. A learned association between brown shell color and natural production, between white shells and industrial confinement. Decades of marketing have reinforced this association so effectively that it now functions as an automatic quality signal for millions of shoppers who have never examined whether the signal is accurate. It is not. Shell color in chickens is determined entirely by the breed of hen that laid the egg. Breeds with white earlobes, including the Leghorn, produce white-shelled eggs. Breeds with red earlobes, including many heritage breeds, produce brown-shelled eggs. The shell color has zero relationship to how the hen was housed, what she was fed, how much space she had, or what the nutritional content of her egg is. A caged hen producing brown eggs is producing a nutritionally identical egg to a caged hen producing white eggs. Neither has any meaningful nutritional advantage over the other. The brown premium that many shoppers unconsciously apply when choosing eggs at Aldi or anywhere else is a premium paid for a breed characteristic that tells you nothing about the egg quality or the production conditions behind it. Conventional caged egg production, regardless of shell color, houses hens in conditions where each bird has approximately 67 square inches of space, less than a standard sheet of paper, for its entire laying life. In those conditions, hens cannot express natural behaviors, cannot access sunlight, cannot forage for the insects and plants that contribute to the nutrient density of their eggs. The result is a nutritionally a baseline egg produced under conditions that an increasing number of consumers, food safety researchers, and veterinary scientists find ethically and nutritionally indefensible. At Aldi, conventional caged eggs may appear at the lowest price point in the case under various packaging presentations. The shell color on those packages is irrelevant to their quality. Do not let it guide your decision. What is coming at number 7 involves a label term that sounds more meaningful than what came before, but that former employees and egg industry insiders say is one of the most misleading designations in the entire egg case. 7. Cage-free eggs. Without additional certifications. Cage-free sounds like progress. Compared to conventional caged production, in a narrow technical sense, it is. Cage-free hens are not confined to individual wire cages. They move within a barn space shared with potentially tens of thousands of other birds without individual cage confinement. What cage-free does not mean is outdoor access, does not mean sunlight exposure, does not mean foraging opportunity, does not mean low-density housing, does not mean any specific diet standard, does not mean any welfare standard beyond the removal of the individual cage. Cage-free barn production at industrial-scale houses. Hens in conditions where the density of birds per square foot, the ammonia levels from concentrated waste, and the behavioral stress of overcrowded confinement produce laying hens whose lives are meaningfully better than battery-caged birds in one specific dimension. The absence of an individual cage, and not meaningfully better in most other welfare and nutritional dimensions. The egg produced by a cage-free barn hen, raised at high density on a standard commercial diet, is nutritionally comparable to a conventional caged egg. The omega-3 content is similarly low. The vitamin D content reflects the same absence of sunlight exposure. The lutein and zeaxanthin content reflects the same limited dietary diversity. At Aldi, cage-free eggs without additional certifications represent a product that costs more than conventional eggs, while delivering a welfare improvement that is real but limited, and a nutritional profile that is essentially unchanged. The label does useful marketing work. The egg underneath it does not do the nutritional work that the price premium implies. Number 6 is a label term that appears on Aldi eggs, and that sounds like the most natural and wholesome option in the case until you understand what it legally means and does not mean in egg production. 6. Vegetarian-fed eggs. Vegetarian-fed hens. The label evokes clean, natural production. Hens eating wholesome plant-based diets, free from the animal byproducts that give industrial feed its disturbing reputation. For health-conscious seniors looking for a cleaner egg production standard, vegetarian-fed sounds like exactly what they want. Here's the problem. Chickens are not naturally vegetarian. Chickens are omnivores. In their natural outdoor environment, a meaningful portion of a hen's diet comes from insects, worms, grubs, and other invertebrates that she forages from soil and vegetation. These animal protein sources are not incidental to the hen's diet. They are a significant contributor to the nutrient density of her eggs, specifically to the omega-3 content, the vitamin B12 level, and the choline concentration that make pasture-raised eggs nutritionally superior to eggs from hens raised on plant-only diets. A vegetarian-fed designation means the hen ate no animal byproducts in her feed, which is a legitimate and meaningful welfare and safety standard in the context of avoiding the rendered animal parts that industrial feed sometimes includes. But it also means the hen had no outdoor access to forage for the insects and invertebrates that contribute to egg nutrient density in genuinely pasture-raised production. Vegetarian-fed eggs at Aldi represent hens that were almost certainly raised indoors, without forage access, on a plant-based commercial diet that produces eggs with omega-3 profiles and vitamin D content, significantly below what genuine outdoor access produces. The label sounds like the premium choice. The egg nutritional profile does not reflect a meaningful premium over conventionally produced alternatives. Now that 3 misleading labels have been addressed, what is coming at number 5 will make most folks realize they have been falling for the most effectively marketed egg label in grocery retail without ever examining what it actually means at the production level. 5. Standard free-range eggs. Without pasture. Certification. Free-range is the egg label that most health-conscious seniors gravitate toward when they want something better than conventional or cage-free but are not ready to pay the premium for the most expensive options in the case. It sounds comprehensive. It implies outdoor access, natural behavior, and the kind of production that produces a genuinely different and better egg. The legal definition of free range for eggs in the United States requires only that hens have access to the outdoors. It does not specify the size of the outdoor area. It does not specify how many hours of outdoor access are provided daily. It does not require that hens actually use the outdoor space. It does not establish minimum space requirements per bird. It does not address diet, foraging opportunity, or any other production variable beyond the existence of a door to an outside area. In practice, many free-range operations provide a small concrete or gravel yard accessible through a door that the majority of birds in a large flock never navigate to or use. The hens in those operations spend their lives in the same high-density barn conditions as cage-free birds, with nominal outdoor access that satisfies the regulatory definition without changing the lived experience of the hen or the nutritional profile of the egg she produces. Free-range eggs, at Aldi priced at a moderate premium over cage-free eggs, may or may not represent a meaningful production improvement depending on the specific supplier and their actual outdoor access practices. Without a pasture certification from a recognized third-party standard, the free-range label alone is insufficient to confirm the production quality that most seniors buying it assume they are getting. The label manages expectations upward. The production reality frequently does not follow. Halfway through the avoid list, what is coming at number 4 is one of the most important egg-related concerns for senior customers. 4. Eggs. From displays with temperature inconsistency. This entry is about a specific shopping behavior rather than a specific egg product, and former employees consistently identify it as one of the most important and least discussed egg safety considerations for seniors. Temperature management from production through retail to home consumption is the primary variable determining egg safety. Eggs in the United States are washed during processing, which removes the natural bloom. a protective coating that seals the shell and protects against bacterial penetration. Once the bloom is removed through washing, the egg must be kept refrigerated continuously to prevent the bacterial growth that the bloom previously blocked. Aldi's refrigerated egg case maintains appropriate storage temperatures. What former employees flag is the specific subset of eggs that have experienced temperature disruption within the display. Typically eggs positioned at the edges of the refrigerated case, where warm ambient store air meets the cold display environment, or eggs from displays that have experienced refrigeration maintenance issues. For seniors whose immune systems are less capable of managing foodborne illness from salmonella or other egg-related pathogens, and for whom a serious gastrointestinal event can escalate to hospitalization with far greater likelihood than in younger adults. Temperature consistency in egg storage is not a minor quality concern. It is a food safety priority. The practical guidance from former employees is specific. Check the eggs before purchasing. Open the carton and examine for cracks. Feel the carton for consistent coldness. Avoid eggs positioned at the very edges of the display where temperature consistency is least reliable. Choose eggs from the back and center of the refrigerated case where temperature management is most consistent. Former employees who understood food safety protocols describe this as a habit they developed quickly and maintained without exception for their own family grocery shopping. Check before you choose. The carton in the back of the case is the one worth reaching for. Number 3 on the avoid list is something that generates significant controversy every time it comes up because it involves a certification that most health-conscious consumers genuinely trust and that the egg production reality behind it does not always fully deserve. 3. Omega-3 enriched eggs. From uncertified sources. Omega-3 enriched eggs represent a genuine nutritional upgrade over conventional eggs when the enrichment is achieved through the right method. The problem is that not all omega-3 enrichment is equally effective, and the omega-3 claims on egg cartons at various price points reflect very different production realities. Genuine omega-3 enrichment in eggs requires hens to consume significant amounts of omega-3 rich feed ingredients, primarily flaxseed or algae, that elevate the DHA and EPA content of the yolk to meaningful levels. The research-validated omega-3 enrichment that produces eggs with genuine cardiovascular and cognitive benefit for seniors requires a specific dietary intervention sustained consistently enough to raise egg omega-3 levels to levels that make a nutritional difference. Some omega-3 enriched egg products achieve this through genuine dietary modification, and can demonstrate through testing that their eggs contain meaningfully elevated DHA and EPA levels. Others carry an omega-3 enrichment claim based on the inclusion of modest amounts of flaxseed in the feed that raises the omega-3 content incrementally, but not to the levels that make a meaningful nutritional difference compared to standard eggs. The carton does not tell you which category you are buying. The omega-3 enriched claim appears identically regardless of whether the enrichment is genuine and substantial or nominal and marketing-driven. Without third-party testing data or a recognized certification standard that verifies actual omega-3 content per egg, the omega-3 enriched label on Aldi eggs from uncertified sources is a claim worth examining skeptically, rather than accepting at face value. The avoid list concludes with the most important entry. What is at number 2 on the avoid list represents a combination of factors that former employees, food safety researchers, and nutritionists converge on as the most important egg buying caution for Aldi shoppers specifically. 2. Expired or near expiry eggs. Without markdown transparency. Sell-by dates on egg cartons are not expiration dates in the clinical sense. Properly refrigerated eggs remain safe to eat for 3 to 5 weeks beyond the pack date, and typically 1 to 2 weeks beyond the sell-by date, when storage conditions have been consistent and the shells are intact. What former employees flag as a specific concern at some Aldi locations is the handling of egg inventory approaching, or at the sell-by date, without clear markdown transparency that allows seniors to make informed purchasing decisions. The difference between eggs sold transparently at reduced price near their sell-by date and eggs that remain at full price on the shelf at or past that date is the difference between an informed consumer choice and a purchasing decision made without complete information. For seniors who are buying eggs, they intend to store for a week. Before using, a carton sitting at or near its sell-by date on the full-price shelf represents a freshness window that may not accommodate that storage plan without quality or safety compromise. The practical guidance is straightforward. Always check the sell-by date before purchasing. Calculate backward from the planned consumption date to confirm the carton will remain within its freshness window for the intended use. If the sell-by date is within a few days and the eggs are still full price, either buy them with the intention of using them immediately or choose a carton with a later date. Former employees describe seniors as the customer group most likely to buy eggs without checking the sell-by date, operating on the assumption that all eggs on the current shelf are equivalently fresh. That assumption costs some of them quality and occasionally costs them safety. Check the date. Every carton, every time. And now the final entry on the avoid list, the one that former employees describe as the most important single caution they would give any senior standing in front of the Aldi egg case. 1. Eggs, with unlabeled or unclear. Country of origin. Country of origin matters in egg purchasing because food safety regulatory standards, animal welfare requirements, feed quality controls, and production monitoring systems vary significantly between countries. Eggs produced under USDA oversight in the United States are subject to a regulatory framework that, while imperfect, includes specific standards for washing, refrigeration, and grading that do not apply uniformly to imported products. Aldi sources its eggs through supplier relationships that change with purchasing cycles, and the specific origin of eggs in a given carton is not always prominently displayed or easily identified from the standard shelf presentation. For seniors purchasing eggs with the reasonable assumption that all products on the Aldi shelf reflect the same production and safety standards, the presence of eggs from suppliers with different regulatory oversight without clear communication of that difference is a transparency gap worth taking seriously. The practical approach recommended by former employees and food safety advocates is to look for clear USDA grading marks and domestic production indicators on any egg carton before purchasing. Eggs carrying the USDA grade shield have been produced and graded under federal oversight standards. Eggs without clear origin marking or grading certification represent a production and safety context that is more difficult to evaluate from the information available at the shelf. This is not a counsel of panic. It is a counsel of informed attention to information that is available on the carton for a reason, and that seniors specifically should use as a purchasing filter. Know what you are buying. The label is there to be read. Now, the 4 egg products that earn unconditional recommendation for seniors shopping at Aldi. Best 4. Aldi's Gold Hen Cage, free eggs. The baseline recommendation in the Aldi egg case for seniors who want a clean, reliable everyday egg at Aldi's characteristic price efficiency is the Golden Cage-Free line. The cage-free standard removes individual confinement from the production equation. Golden supply chain, which Aldi has maintained relationships with across multiple production cycles, delivers a consistent product that meets the cage-free standard with supply chain oversight that Aldi's sourcing team monitors as part of its quality assurance process. For everyday cooking applications, scrambled eggs, omelets, baking, and hard boiling, the Golden Cage-Free egg delivers consistent performance, reliable freshness within its sell-by window, and the Aldi price advantage that makes buying quality eggs without overpaying at a conventional grocery store the obvious choice. The protein content, the choline level, and the lutein and zeaxanthin content of Golden Cage-Free eggs support the core nutritional reasons seniors should be eating eggs daily. This is the entry-level right answer in the Aldi egg case and the recommendation for seniors whose primary priority is reliable quality at the best available price. Best 3. Aldi's free-range eggs. From verified suppliers. When Aldi's free-range egg offering comes from a supplier with documented genuine outdoor access rather than nominal compliant access, it represents a meaningful step up from the cage-free baseline in both welfare and nutritional terms. The challenge as discussed in the Avoid section, is verifying that the free-range claim reflects genuine outdoor access and foraging opportunity rather than regulatory minimum compliance. Former employees and Aldi sourcing insiders confirm that Aldi's supplier standards for its free-range egg line have tightened progressively, with greater documentation requirements around actual outdoor access practices. Free-range eggs from hens with genuine outdoor access and foraging opportunity deliver measurably higher vitamin D content than cage-free or caged alternatives, reflecting the sunlight exposure that synthesizes the vitamin in the hen's skin. The omega-3 content is modestly elevated compared to indoor-only production. The overall nutritional profile reflects a production system where the hen's natural behaviors are more fully expressed. For seniors who want a nutritional step up from the cage-free baseline without moving into the premium price tier of the pasture-raised options, Aldi's free-range eggs from verified suppliers represent the right middle ground choice when the specific carton supplier can be confirmed as a genuine outdoor access operation. Checking the supplier name on the carton against publicly available certification databases takes 30 seconds and confirms whether the free-range claim reflects the production reality that justifies choosing this option over the cage-free baseline. Best 2. Aldi's Never Any or Organic Certified Eggs. Aldi's organic egg offering and any eggs, in its case carrying its Never Any production standard, represent a category where the certification framework removes the label ambiguity that makes conventional and cage-free eggs difficult to evaluate accurately. USDA organic certification for eggs requires outdoor access, no use of synthetic pesticides in the feed, no antibiotics, and organic certified feed ingredients. The organic standard does not guarantee pasture-raised density or foraging quality, but it establishes a production baseline that addresses the feed quality, chemical exposure, and antibiotic use concerns that make conventional eggs a less optimal choice for health-conscious seniors. The absence of antibiotics in the laying hen's feed is a specific senior health consideration that parallels the concerns discussed in the meat buying context. The contribution of antibiotic-exposed food products to the broader ecology of resistant organisms is a public health issue with disproportionate personal relevance for older adults whose vulnerability to treatment-resistant infections is elevated by age-related immune changes. Organic certified eggs at Aldi are priced with the same overhead-eliminating efficiency that Aldi applies across its organic product range, making the organic premium at Aldi significantly smaller than the same organic premium at a conventional grocery store. For seniors who want the organic certification baseline without paying the full conventional grocery store premium, Aldi is the right place to access it. The nutritional profile of Aldi organic eggs consistently outperforms conventional alternatives in vitamin D content, omega-3 levels, and overall yolk nutrient density in a way that the price differential reflects honestly. Best 1. Pasture-raised eggs. From the Aldi Finds rotation, the best egg available to any senior at Aldi, and the one that former employees, nutritionists, and egg quality researchers all point to without hesitation as the category that delivers the most significant nutritional upgrade over conventional production, is the pasture-raised egg when it appears in Aldi's specialty and finds rotation. Pasture-raised is the only egg production designation that reflects a genuinely different nutritional product, rather than a welfare improvement applied to a nutritionally comparable egg. The research documenting the nutritional difference between pasture-raised and conventionally produced eggs is specific, consistent, and significant enough to change purchasing priorities for any senior who understands what the numbers mean. Pasture-raised eggs from hens with access to genuine outdoor pasture containing insects, worms, plants, and the full range of natural foraging inputs that outdoor soil provides contain dramatically higher levels of the nutrients that matter most for senior health. Omega-3 fatty acids are 2 to 3 times higher in pasture-raised eggs than in conventional eggs, reflecting the foraging hen's consumption of insects and plants rich in these fatty acids. Vitamin D levels are 4 to 6 times higher, reflecting sun exposure and the synthesis that occurs in the skin of hens spending meaningful time outdoors. Vitamin E is 2 times higher, Beta-carotene, which gives pasture-raised yolks their deep orange color rather than the pale yellow of indoor-produced eggs, is 7 times higher. Conjugated linoleic acid content is 2 times higher. These are not marginal improvements. They are dramatic nutritional differences that reflect genuinely different production systems producing genuinely different eggs. The deep orange yolk that distinguishes a pasture-raised egg from an indoor-produced egg is not cosmetic. It is a visual indicator of the beta-carotene and xanthophyll content that the yolk contains. And it is the first thing the seniors who switch to pasture-raised notice, often with visible surprise that an egg from the same species of bird can look so different from what they have been buying for decades. At specialty food retailers and natural grocery chains, pasture-raised eggs carry prices that put them in a premium budget category. When Aldi introduces pasture-raised eggs in its specialty, finds rotation, or sources them through its standard supply chain at Aldi priced efficiency, it creates one of the most significant health value opportunities in the entire store for seniors who understand the nutritional difference they are paying for. The yolk tells the story. Deep orange, rich, and full of the nutrients that direct sun, fresh air, and natural foraging produce in a laying hen, is what a genuinely good egg looks like. It is what Aldi's best egg offerings deliver when the sourcing is right. Former employees describe pasture-raised egg arrivals in the finds section as the products that generate the most educated purchasing behavior they observe in the store. The customers who know what pasture-raised means do not deliberate. They buy what is available and come back for more. If this changed how you are going to approach the Aldi egg case on your next visit, hit that like button right now and subscribe. Every week, we break down the grocery decisions that matter most for senior health. The ones where the right choice and the wrong choice are separated by information that the packaging was never designed to make obvious. The next video is on screen right now. We are counting down the new Aldi grocery finds that seniors are grabbing before they are gone, including several that belong on the shopping list of every older adult who takes their nutrition as seriously as their budget. You will not want to miss a single one.